size, which is okay, so I got to go live in a couple seconds. I thought maybe there was something that you needed or want.
Oh, no.
No?
No, I've been solid on this all year, and we talked earlier.
By the way, how's it going for you?
Excellent.
What?
Excellent.
Excellent.
Yes.
You gonna hit 50% this year?
Oh, absolutely. Already did.
You already did.
Oh, of course.
Well, that's a good thing.
It only got a little weird there. There was 1 week where I did Merck, and it was going up, and then they still did a margin call on my account, and I was like, that seems weird if it was increasing to do a margin call, but I played by the rules.
No, understandable. No, to get away from margin calls in the future, make sure you leave a little bit more cushion. Do you know what I mean? Because if you put in $100,000 and you got $190,000 worth of assets, well, you're $90,000 into the hole of someone else's money.
Right. No, I understand.
Yeah. So always keep in mind how much of that is actually yours and how much of it is borrowed. Because I will borrow as much as somebody will lend me. I got no problem. And I'll even go up as high as 20%. I really don't care. Because I've been doing this long enough and it's so consistent that it doesn't faze me.
Second nature, yep.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. I got to get going because I got 5 cameras on, and the only one that's not on is the one that you're on.
Nice.
Just keep talk later because I'll end up doing a bunch of different Zoom calls with all the interested parties because I want to make sure all 13 board members are all on the same page and all have the same goals in mind.
Sure.
All right. Hey, by the way, what does your wife think about what you're doing?
Yeah, she loves it.
Does she?
Yeah. We
Okay.
get excited every time you read the comments. Oh, yeah.
Well, all righty then. Well, you have a great day, and we will catch you the next time. Keep in touch. I got way too many people to keep track of, so I don't keep track of everybody.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
See you in a bit.
Yep, I'll see you in a bit. Have a great night. Where are we? Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong channel. I was about to do 4. Yeah, I can't do that one. All right, where am I? Here we go. Right there. Cool. Next. Not for children. Go live. And here we go. Live. And there we go. Live. We got all the cameras rolling. We are streaming. We are good to go. Well, that being said, good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk. I am feeling much, much better, but not 100%, so you'll have to forgive me just a little bit if a little bit gets away from me. That being said, let's get the ball rolling. It is Tuesday, which means tomorrow we're halfway through the week. That much closer to the end of the first month of the third quarter. Yeah, that's about right. 1/3 of the way through the third quarter. Can you believe that? 1/3 the way through the third quarter. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, the year is going by very, very quickly. It's nothing like. Now, I've been trading for over 20 years. Okay, this last 6 months is not a lot. I've never seen anything like it because just the way the public reacts to what's going on in the economy and what do you call that? The other powers that be, all that craziness going on. But let's get a couple of rules down. First and foremost, no politics, no religion. Let's stay on track. Let's stay on task. What we're looking to do is simple, safe, predictable, consistent dividend investing for weekly cash flow using dividend stocks, pre-qualified dividend stocks. Okay, now those are companies that have 20 years of increased profitability. That means the company is consistently profitable year after year after year after year. For 2 decades, that's 20 years. Got it? All right. So, 2 decades minimum of consistent profitability. Well, the stock market's been around for over 400 years. So I don't think 2 decades is a lot to ask for. Doyle, I am just getting set up to start my trading adventure. Yay, Doyle! Cool beans. Now, Doyle, if you want, now I offer this to everybody. If you want, you can drop me your phone number. Don't leave it here in the chat so everyone else can see it. Just send me a direct message, a DM, and just say, hey, let's have a chat. Now, I can promise you a couple of things. Number one, I personally will call. I'm not going to have someone else call, okay? I'm not going to pass you along to someone else. And I promise you, I will not try to sell you anything. Just spit my drink. Why would you do that? So tonight we got ginger ale. Don't have my tea yet, but ginger ale hopefully soothes the stomach. Just double tap the screen with my tip. Okay. Are you better? I'm getting a little bit better, Bruno. Thank you very much. How are things down in the south? All right, so let's see who we have here. And you can start saying hello, everyone. Mr. Caden, how you doing today? Just got here. Cool beans. Don't worry. I'm patient. Thank you. Ratada. Bruno, good evening. Bruno, there's 2 Brunos here tonight. Woohoo! Wait a minute. Bruno, you're on Instagram and YouTube? Cool beans. Diet Coke here. Okay, got it. I can't stand diet. There's something just wrong about diet drinks. Okay? Now, the reason I say something wrong about diet drinks, they just have that weird aftertaste. How are you, my good man? I am wonderful, Alex. So it's Green Rover. I appreciate the vote of confidence. However, I don't know you. You don't know me. So I honestly cannot tell you what to do with your money. If you want to have a conversation, fine. DM me your phone number. I will personally give you a call. All right? We can chat. It'll give me a better idea of what it is you are looking for. By knowing what you're looking for, maybe I might be able to help out. But if you understand what it is I'm looking for. Brian, how you doing? I'm looking for simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks. Stop, seat, me, picture. I have no idea what that means. Artificial sugar is worse than normal sugar. That already is a bad stuff. Yep, I got it. You should collab with Vladimir Putin. I honestly don't think that dude would have anything he wanted to talk to me about. All right? ARR, Jake. Judy thinks that's funny. Why would somebody ask me to coordinate with Vladimir Putin? I mean, I only speak a tiny bit of Russian. All right, what are we looking at first? First, somebody want to take a look at ARR. Jake, why are we looking at ARR? First, starting off the evening with a big fat no. Now, the reason why I'm saying no to ARR, no matter how much you like it, August 15th, September 19th, October 17th, these are all months of the year. Now, there's nothing wrong with the companies. They may be great companies. It just doesn't fit what I'm doing. There's a difference between, I don't want to say that. There's a difference between, no, I don't want to say that either. Let's just put it this way. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't fit. Okay? I'm looking for weekly cash flow. And the only way you can get weekly cash flow from a stock that has monthly options is to sit in front of the computer and look at this all day. I have no desire to do that whatsoever. I appreciate your contribution, but it's just not going to work. All right, see, this is why I need I really do need a moderator over here because YouTube is just silliness. Aaron, I had trading experience around 5 years, but trading and working full time is difficult to do, so I stopped. Mainly options, long, short, etc. I do agree dividends are much safer. Okay, so Aaron, look at it this way. Aaron, the trading strategy I'm about to show you, you're new here. Okay? The trading strategy I'm about to show you was created for my 9-year-old daughter. As a matter of fact, we haven't seen her in a while, which makes me a little weird. Okay, so let's get the glasses on, pull up the little princess so you guys get to know exactly who this was created for. Here we go. Uh, Now, when back in 2008, a long time ago, 2008, when she was 9, jumped on my lap, doing can you teach me? I said, all right, what can you teach me? So my 9-year-old daughter wanted to learn. 9-year-old to learn. Now, most adults don't get it. Oh, before I go any further, 2 screens right here. See, alone. Oh, I gotta fix that. I just saw that. Sorry. All right. All right, give it a second and I'll fix it. All right, so I got 2 lives going right now on YouTube. Actually, there's 3. Okay, the third one's not up on here because it's on a different channel altogether. All right. Yeah, see, the 10-minute trading strategy came about when my 9-year-old daughter wanted me to teach her how to trade. Now, most adults don't get it. Most adults aren't very good at it. So how am I supposed to teach a 9-year-old how to trade stocks? All right, so I had 5 criteria I had to overcome. Number 1, it had to be simple. It had to be safe. It had to be predictable, consistent, and then no way for her to lose. Okay, so I got 5 rules. Rules are very simple. Number 1, never buy something that's not on the list. Now we're going to talk about the list in a little bit, so just sit tight for a second. Number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole game. Number 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. You may think that's logical, but you'll be surprised at some of the stuff some of you in the audience are actually investing in. Because we will take a look at some of the stuff you guys asked me to take a look at. And you're going to hear me say, what the hell were you thinking? Seriously. Because you may think it is something good. Okay? Rule 4, weekly options only. Rule 5, make sure the numbers work. That's it. 5 simple rules. Anyway, so let's go find the princess right here. Videos. Where are we? Right there. Videos. The old video way back in 2011. Here she is right here. Come on. Try time. One more time. Yes. All right. My favorite part. This is my favorite part. Here it comes. There's a different company called Dividend. Cheers. All right, so 15 years ago, that was a little silly, but here's the thing. She's 9 years old. How do you keep a 9-year-old entertained? Okay, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff, but it only goes so far. It had to be fun and exciting. Some of the videos we did were kind of fun and exciting for a 9-year-old. But it had to be less than 10 minutes a day. So, I forget who it was. What are we talking about? Josh, how you doing today? Mr. Cade, how you doing? Who was it right there? Aaron, there he is. So, Aaron, here's the thing. The trading strategy you're about to see was created for my 9-year-old. It had simple, safe, predictable, consistent, all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff in less than 10 minutes a day. Now, when I was working, okay, now I've been doing trading for over 20, 25 years, 30 years, back in the 90s. Okay, so anyway, long time ago. I used to do my trading in the morning. So I'd get up in the morning, and then I'd take a look at my calendar. Oh, remember I told you the list? Okay, if it's not on the list, remember the 5 rules. Number 1, if it's not on the list, don't buy it. Okay, let's elaborate what I'm talking about when I say the list. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. Let's go right there, and let's go right to there. All right. So this behind me is what is called an EX dividend calendar. It's just like a regular calendar, except this one allows me to enter stocks that I like. So hopefully you got a pen and paper handy. If you don't, fine. This is recorded. You can always go back and listen to it over again. The stocks that are on my list. Simple. You ready? Dividend Kings. Okay, 50 years, 5 decades. 5 decades of increased profitability. Hi Jake, hi Brian, Judy. Because they are young. Hello James, I'm excited to be here. Cool beans. Alrighty. So 5, you ready? Dividend Aristocrats. 25 years of increased profitability. Dividend Champions. 25 years of increased profitability. You're going to ask, I know someone's going to ask, what's the difference between the Aristocrats and the Champions? Well, look at it this way. The Aristocrats are kind of snobbish and they don't really work for what they got. Well, the Champions, they got to, work for it. There's a little bit more rules with the Aristocrats than there are with the Champions. So, but still, they both have 25 years of increased profitability. List number 4, the Dividend Contenders. 10 to 24 years of increased profitability. And then list number 5, just for the fun of it, we're going to throw in Warren Buffett's list. So where do you find these lists? Simple. They are free. Don't cost you anything. Go to Google, go to Bing, whatever search engine you use, and right in the search you write Dividend Kings List 2025. And then you hit that search button and boom, there they are. Download it into your email address, you get the list, and you take the list and you put it into the calendar. Okay, now Think or Swim, this is the trading platform that I use. 15 years ago I wrote a book on choosing the right trading platform. 15 years ago, well, actually over 20 years ago, I found Think or Swim because it has everything in it that I was looking for. Okay, more specifically the trigger trade. Nobody has the trigger trade except for Think or Swim, as far as I know. Okay, but that was 15 years ago. Maybe someone has it now. Who knows? But anyway, besides the point. I've been using the same trading platform for over 20 years. Now, I can take each and every one of those 5 lists and put it into the calendar, and these little green dots, that tells me exactly when the company's going to pay their dividend. So why do you think that's important? Well, the reason why that's important, because just before these little green dots, the stock has a tendency to increase in value. Well, stock price goes up just before the EX date. Do you understand the magnitude of what that information can do for your life? By knowing ahead of time when a stock is going to move, well, that gives you an advantage over a lot of other traders. Think about it. If you knew when a stock was going to move, what would you do with that information? Now, I ask that question all the time, and almost every single person I ask gives me the same answer. I'd buy the stock. All right, I gotta mute you guys over here. All right, I gotta mute some of you guys. Brian. All right, I can't have the noise in the background. If you guys over here have that question, unmute yourself and just ask. Just say, hey, James, I got a question. Simple. Okay? So, as I was saying, each company increases its dividends every 25 years. Well, that's what this list is right here. 25 years of increased dividends. That's the name of this list. So, if a company consistently increases its dividends, which means they're consistently profitable, well, that's one thing in my favor. Because number one, it's got to be at least 25 years old. Well, 25 years old, you pretty much know what you're doing in a business. Number two, they get the dividend coming up, which means they're consistently profitable. Number three, by knowing the stock price is going to increase, what would you do? Most people answer the exact same question. I'd buy that stock. Why? Think about it. If you just want to buy the stock and the stock goes up a little bit, great, you make a tiny bit. But why not look at other trading strategies that might be there? There's a trading strategy, which you're going to learn a little bit, called the covered call. The stock doesn't have to move at all. It doesn't have to go up. And you can still make money off of it. That's what. Now remember, when my 9-year-old said, "Daddy, can you teach me?" So I had to come up with something simple, safe, and predictable. Now, knowing that the stocks move up at a certain time, well, great, that's one thing in my favor. Number two, knowing that these companies are consistently profitable for more than 25 years, great, that's another thing in my favor. So, stock options, okay, that opens up a whole new world of opportunities. So there's one that's called a covered call. Now, a covered call, I can buy the stock and sell the stock at the exact same price I just paid for it, collect a profit, and get the hell out in 5 days with the profit, and the stock doesn't have to move at all. That's pretty damn cool, isn't it? Now, why don't I want to buy the option? Some people say, I want to buy the options. Well, okay, options do increase and can be very profitable. However, along with great profits also comes great risk, which at my point in life, I'm in no interest whatsoever in great risk. None. I don't want to risk anything. So, I don't buy options. I sell them. And here's another odd probabilities in my favor. If 80%, you got that? 80% of all options expire worthless, why would I want to buy them? Ask yourself that question. If 80% of all options expire worthless, why would you want to buy them? If you are a seller of the option, you have an 80% chance right from the get-go, not without even knowing anything. Not even picking a stock, not even picking a date, not even picking anything. Just the fact of being a seller rather than a buyer, you have an 80% chance of being right. It doesn't matter what stock it is, but it's an 80% chance of being right because 80% of all stock options expire worthless. So if I'm selling, the interesting thing about, a lot of people don't understand, but an interesting thing about the stock market, okay, buy to make a profit, right? So buy, sell, profit, A, B, C. Everything's there, A, B, C. That is what's called a complete order. Buy, sell, profit. But the stock market, you can do it backwards. You can sell, profit, buy. It's weird. So I can sell an option on a Monday, something I don't even own. I can sell it on a Monday. And then on a Friday, I can buy it. Why would I want to do that? Well, if all options expire and time is a major component of a stock option, as the days go by, as the sands flow through the hourglass, so do the days of our lives. Some people will know what that's from, some of you won't. But needless to say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's a week, that's 5 days. So Monday, if you're talking about time value, Monday, you have 5 days of time value because it expires on Friday. Well, Tuesday, you just have 4 days. You just lost 20% of the time value. Days of our lives, Green River, yeah. As the sands flow through the hour. So Tuesday, which is today, that's all gone. We just lost 40% of the time value for this week. So what do we have left? We have 3 days left, which is only 60% of the time value. That's all we got. So if I sell all my options first thing Monday morning, by the time Friday comes along, 100%, or almost 98, 95% of all the time value is gone. So if I sell it, 98% of the time value is gone. So that goes in my favor. So if that's in my favor, right, 80% of all options expire worthless. That's in my favor. I know exactly when the stock is going to go up based on the calendar. That's in my favor. The company has 25 years of increased profits. That's in my favor. So if I stack up all these odds and probabilities in my favor, that comes to rule number 5, the way for her to lose. Well, now there are ways for her to lose if you want to listen to the government. Okay? Because the government says, we can't tell you there's no way to lose. Well, here's the thing. There's always a way to lose. Okay? Now, think of it this way. Coca-Cola has been making Coca-Cola for over 140 years. I'm pretty positive they're going to be making Coca-Cola long after I'm gone. So, can I lose with Coca-Cola? Well, no, but yes. Because if you ever ask anybody who killed Kennedy and they blurt out who the government wants you to believe who killed Kennedy, well, you're just as dumb as they are. Because I've never ever in all my days seen a bullet stop in midair, turn 90 degrees, pause for a couple of seconds, go a couple of feet forward, pause again, turn, cut its angle, and then continue forward. Never, ever, ever have I seen that. But that's the crap the federal government wants us to believe. So can Coca-Cola disappear overnight? Yes, it can. The earth could open up. If you listen to enough theoretical scientists, the earth could open up and swallow every single Coke machine, every single Coke banner, every single Coca-Cola manufacturing plant, every single Coca-Cola car, everything that has a Coca-Cola on. Yeah, theoretically, it could happen. But we all know that's probably not going to happen. Just like we all probably know that a bullet does not stop in midair and turn 90 degrees. We all know that's a bunch of bullshit. But that's what the government wants us to tell you. Is there a chance Coca-Cola can disappear overnight? Yes, there is. It's not the way I'm looking at it, though. Because if Coca-Cola's been making Coca-Cola for over 140 years, I'm pretty damn sure that they're going to continue making it after I'm long gone and forgotten. My great-grandchildren will probably be drinking Coca-Cola when I'm gone. Probably. But who knows? Anyway, so those are the 5 rules, 5 criteria. So let's just get rolling. Let's look at some stuff, because I'm sure you guys don't want to hear me talking all night long. You want to see some stocks. You want to see how does it work. Well, you already met the princess, 9 years old. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent. No way for her to lose. 5 rules. Never buy something you don't understand. If it's not on the list, no. Number 2, it never ever sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole game. And yes, it is a game. Okay, 4 greenhouses, 1 road hotel, real estate. We all know what real estate is, and we all know how it started. Monopoly. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. Okay? Rule number 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. Now, a lot of you probably thinking that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Why would I want to invest in a company that's not profitable? Well, you will see tonight. Somebody say, ooh, I like this company, I'm buying it. Yep, and I will say, well, let's look at how profitable it is. Well, what the hell are you doing that for? You'll see it. You will, really. And you might be buying something that's actually crappy and you didn't know it. Rule number 4, weekly options only. The only way you're going to get weekly cash flow is by selling something on a weekly basis. So this is where monthly options just don't work. And no, I have no desire whatsoever to sit in front of my computer looking at screens all day long. I want to get in, I want to get out, and then I want to go watch the grass grow. Seriously. I would prefer to watch the grass grow than be on my stupid computer. Okay? Last but not least, make sure the numbers work. We're actually going to do a few trades so you actually see it working. Okay? Gelatin Therapeutics to the moon. Okay, Alexander Martinez. Holy cow, I dated a girl named Alexandra Martinez. Wow, that's interesting. Anyway, you got to give me the ticker symbol so I can look it up. Some stocks I'll know right off the top of my head. Most of them I don't, because every single week we take a look. We take a look at every single stock that's available, and there are over 10,246 companies this week. They add companies every single week. So this week we're up to 10,246. We checked last night. Okay, Alexandra, Galt, G-A-L-T. Now I'm going to tell you no right off the bat, because I looked at this years ago, no then, so it's probably going to be a hell no now. The benefit of the doubt, and we'll take a look at it. G-A-L-T. You weren't paying attention. when I said weekly options only, this right here says 15 August, 19 September, 17 October, 16 January. Those are months of the year. Now, perfect example of never buy something you don't understand. If you like GALT, well, you don't understand it, especially in the context of which we're talking about tonight. So if you understand the company, GALT, well, you would know that they only have monthly options. You would also know that's a no. Sorry, I don't do monthly options. The numbers just don't work. What else do we have over here? Okay, cool. We're caught up over there. Over here, what do we got? All right, cool beans. So who do we have here? JM, good evening. Mr. Max, Sam. What's going on, Sam? Questions. TSM, isn't that Taiwan Semiconductors? Oh, wow. Holy cow, I missed all these questions. All right, so let's take a look at some of these questions. Bruno, NESN. What the heck is NESN? NESN. Bruno, what is it? Nest? NESN. Dude, it's not popping up. Okay, we can't find that symbol. NESN. Can't find that one. What else you got? USB. Now, USB is on the list. So let's take a look. Every time I take a look at a chart, I'm looking for 5 things. Now, it takes me 2 to 3 seconds to look at a chart and decide whether or not I want to. That's it. For me. For you guys, it take 3 to 4 seconds. So let me show you the 5 things you should be looking at. Now, remember, this was created for a 9-year-old. So if you want to add a little bit, take a little bit away from it, fine, great. But 5 things. You ready? Number 1, the high. Number 2, the low. Number 3, where was it? Number 4, where is it? Number 5, what's the motion? Up, down, up, down. That's it. 3 to 4 seconds is all should take you. That's it. If that's okay, then we want to go take a look at the numbers. Remember, rule number 5, make sure the numbers work. We're going to elaborate on this a little bit later, but here we go. The biggest number here on the board at the moment, 46.09. That's the last traded price of the day. Now, somebody pointed this out last night, and there's always someone who wants to point out something and bitch and moan about something, and someone always does. Somebody complain at free lunch on a sunny day with the rainbows. Someone's going to complain. Someone always complains about everything. But here's the thing. These numbers here, at this moment in time, these are called static numbers, which means they're totally irrelevant. These are the last numbers as the day. As the day closed, at the close of the day. So when the market opens first thing tomorrow morning at 9:30, every single one of these numbers are going to change. And then every 2 or 3 seconds, they're going to change again. And again, and it's kind of like tennis. Rogelio Casas. Give us your list of 300 companies that pay dividends consistently for over 25 years, please. Okay, you ready again, Rogelio? Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and then for the fun of it, we'll throw in Warren Buffett's list. There you go. That's the list right there. Those 5. Okay, go to Google. Dividend Kings list, 2025. Dividend Aristocrats list, 2025. Okay, now, I have no problem, giving out stuff for free. I really, I don't. I have no problem with it whatsoever. However, I'm not going to do all the work for you. I told you where the list is. You got to do something yourself. Take some accountability for your own life. Go to Google, put those little phrases in there, Dividend Kings list 2025, hit search, and that will pop up. Now you have that list. Okay? So I'm not going to hold your hand for the whole thing. I will show you where they are. I'll show you what to do. But I'm not going to do it for you. Terribly sorry. All right, Tony, I didn't hear what you said. Let me go back and see what you guys got. Nick, got a happy birthday. Cool beans. All right, what do we have here? Bruno, USB, we're on USB right now. It's US Bank Corp. That's actually on Warren Buffett's list. What about puts were diamonds. Okay. Can you give me a happy birthday shout out? Nick, happy birthday. Do you want to hear funny joke? No, Ricardo, I don't. I was just complimenting you. Tony, I didn't see what that compliment was. Okay, Nick, thank you. What do American people think of Poland? Okay, that has nothing to do with dividend stocks. I created a strategy for my 4-year-old. Cool beans. How to trade? Don't bring politics into 8.7 earthquake. Project. Sami warning now. Okay, thank you. You're supposed to mirror your stream. Yep, I'm aware of that. I just don't know how to do it. And results show, blah, blah, blah. I subscribe. Mr. Cade, wait, no way. I just casually scrolled over to this other live stream. I was at the different one. 2 phones standing up. Yep, there you go. What are you doing today? All right, anyway, I don't know, man. All right. Thoughts on UNH? Ooh, University of New Hampshire. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Is history not real trending? Show you powerful real. I have no idea what that means, Zarin. And you do realize, Zarin, that history is written by the winners. Not the actual reality of what happened, but the people who win, the people in power get to write the history. Whether it's true or not is irrelevant. See, the interesting thing, Zarin, when you get to a certain age, you go through certain things in your life. You actually live through them. Great, wonderful. Now go to another country and read about it. Okay, my eyes were opened up about a bunch of bullshit. When I went to Russia and I learned a bunch of stuff, history on the view from the Russians. And then I went to France and I looked at the view of history based on the people, the French people. And I've actually, when you live through history, all right, it's like when the walls came down in Germany, East and West Germany. Yeah, it's written one way here, and in other countries it's written this way, another country it's written this way, and another country it's written this way. So if you look at it from all different points of view, then make up your own mind. Because the history that you're reading, why are we on this? No. Okay, stop that. Could you give a lesson for beginner traders? Absolutely, John. What kind of information would you like to hear? Yeah, that was Zarin. Okay, Zarin, try not to get me sucked into any of that kind of stuff. Mike Mays, viewing history through different lenses is exactly what critical race theory does. It's a good thing. Let's not get into that. All right, so let's look at bank USB. So here we are. Now, like I was saying, the biggest number on the board we have at the moment is this number right here, 4609. Great. What does that mean? That's the last trade of the day. Now, someone last night was complaining that these numbers are going to change tomorrow morning. Yeah, they are, but what's not going to change is the math, the sequence of events. Okay? So if you know what the trade is, what the stock price is, that's right here. That's the stock price. Great. Well, if I can buy it for that price there, what strike price? Now, when I say strike price, I'm going to do what is called a covered call, which is a contract. Okay? Now, a contract, you need 4 items in any contract to make it legal and binding. Item number 1 is the beginning date. Item number 2 is an ending date. Item number 3 is an agreement, a meeting of the minds. That means I'm buying, you're selling, I'm buying. So you understand what I'm saying. It's called meeting of the minds. Okay? And then number 4, some type of consideration, something of value. A tulip, cash, a handshake, a piece of pie, something of value. Okay, Raj, just sit and chill for a minute. Okay? I'll get to some of those. All right, so 4 things, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what we're doing here is if I'm buying it for this price right here, I want to sell it to someone else for the closest strike price there is. Now, that's these right here. So a strike price is contract, which is the meeting of the ending date. Beginning date is when the consideration happens, when you pay for it. That's the money. Remember? Consideration, money, meeting of the minds, the agreement, the beginning date, the ending date. Okay, so what we're looking at the moment is the ending date, 1 August 2025. That's this Friday. Okay, 8 August 2025. That's next Friday. Okay, so we're going to be looking at both of these tonight only because this week we only have 3 days left. We've already lost 40% of our time value, so we might not get 1% this week. So we might have to look at next week. And next week, I don't want 1%, I want 1.5% because I'm doing this week and next week. So I want 1% every week. So we're halfway through the week, so stock price, 46.09. The closest strike price, 46. What's it going for this week? 38. Not quite 1%. So that's no for this week. But next week, it's going for 56, which is more than 1%, like 1.25%. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind that one right there. 46 for next week. So beginning date would be tomorrow morning. Ending date would be 8th of August. So it means it expires on the 8th. So at 3:59 p.m. on the 8th of August, this option is going to expire. Remember, 80% of all options expire. Worthless. That's what I'm looking for. If I sell it for 56 cents, remember to finish the equation, buy, sell, profit, buy, sell, profit. Okay, I'm selling it. I'm missing the buying point. I'm selling it, all right? So I don't know what my profit is yet because I'm missing a part of the equation, which means I got to buy it. So next Friday at 4 p.m., I'll end up buying it. Yeah, baby, in the house. So on Friday, I'll end up buying it back. Now, I can buy it back for 10 cents. I can buy it back for 2 cents. I can buy it back for, 50 cents. I can buy it back for whatever I want to. But I could ignore it and let it expire and go to 0, which means, you're going to love this part. If it expires and goes to 0, guess what? I finished the equation. I sold it for 56. I bought it for 0. My profit is 56. So whatever happens, anytime you get into any contract, any buying or selling, there's an opening and a closing. Because you have to finish the equation no matter how you look at it. Well, not necessarily so, but kind of do. So you could buy the stock, never sell it, never close it. You don't have no profit because you didn't sell it. Anyway, so the equation, buy, sell, profit. In this instance, that's what we're looking at. So if I'm going to buy at 46.09, I'm going to sell the 46s. Let's actually do this. But before we do that, remember, one step at a time. First step is picking your stocks. Second step is put them into the calendar. Third step, let me tell you why it's third step. Okay? That says May. Why are we looking at May? Why are we looking at May? I was looking at May for a reason. Why is it? Why? Whoops. July 2025. So I only want to look at the stocks that have the dividends this coming week up for consideration. Okay? So this week right here, we got those. This week we get these. This week we get those. That week we get those. That week we get those. Now, those are the ones on my list. However, there are a whole bunch of stocks to take into consideration. Okay? 141 right there. 31 there. That's about 10, 20. That's about 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 times 8 is 32. It's 32 there. It's like 30 there. So anyway, there's a whole bunch. 33 here. These are all the companies that pay a dividend. So do all of these work? Well, they all have a dividend. Do they all go up in price just before the EX date? Oh, wait a minute. We didn't cover that part, did we? The EX date. Hold on. 4 dates to remember. 4 dates. Date number 1 is the announcement date. That's when the company tells you how much money they made and how you're going to get your share if you own something. Date number 2 is called the EX dividend date. Trades before presented by a little green dot. So this little green dot represents different companies. Remember, there's over 10,000 different companies. 10,246 we looked last night. Okay? all these companies here. Look at this. GE, Micron, Dollar General, Bristol Myers, Hormel, Tennyson. Ooh, anyway, besides the point. Date number 3. Oh, wait a second. Date number 2 is the EX dividend date, the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid. So if you want to collect the dividend, you've got to buy it before the little green dot. Date number 3, the date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. Date number 4, that's when you get paid. So, step 1, pick your stocks. Step 2, put them in the calendar. Step 3, figure out which ones you want to look at. So I'm going to look at just these ones this week. That's it. Don't want to look at these. I don't want to look at those. Just the ones that have the dividends coming up, because they go up in value before the EX date. After the EX date, they have a tendency to go down. Stocks are very predictable, especially dividend stocks, especially the ones that are 25 years or older. So by knowing that, now I want to do a covered call because it's simple, it's safe, it's predictable. We're going to get into that in a second. You're going to love that one. And it's easy. Now, a covered call, there are literally hundreds of videos online explaining what a covered call is. Basically, you're buying something, okay, stocks, and then selling it to someone else at a predetermined price, whatever price you pick, at a predetermined date. And they give you money for that. Okay, so let's go take a look. So let's get out of this. Go there and go there. All right. So we seen the chart. Good, fine. We seen the numbers. Lovely. Now, what's that? Step 4 or 5. Anyway, next step is taking a closer look at the chart. Now, I'm going to take a look at the chart 3 to 4 seconds. It'll tell me whether or not I even want to bother looking at the numbers. Well, I don't want it at the high because I don't buy anything at the high. If it's a slow downturn and keeps on dropping, no, I'll just wait and do it another week. No, thank you. Same thing. And then I'll check the numbers. Now I want to take a deeper look. Is it the right time to buy? Because a one-year chart doesn't tell me very much what's going to happen this week. It tells me what already happened. It gives me an idea of the flow, the motion of the ocean, the flow of the river, the path between the trees, whatever you want to call it, whatever analogy you're using. So, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, that's what the motion is, the motion of the ocean. So let's take a closer look. For that, I need my glasses. Let's do this. Go, Bancorp USB was at 45.47. High here, we have a double high at 53.98, and that was the end of November, right there. And then we have this big drop to the bottom, right there, the second week of April. There's right there, second week of April. Okay, 35.18. Big drop right down 35.18. That's the bottom of the year, right there. Well, from there, a nice run-up. But here, 30-day high. Let's zoom into that, because that last 30 days, this here, high, low, was, is, up, down, up, sideways, gives me an idea of where do I think it's going in the next 5 days, or by next Friday. Because you and I, investors, we're all basically looking for the same thing. We have different goals, we have different approaches, and we have different rules, but all basically the same. We're all looking to get a rate of return on our money, and hopefully, safely, without losing. Hopefully. Okay, so, what was it? 45, jumps up to 48, drops down to 44, back up to 46, now she's just going sideways at 46. So, by the way it looks as if she's going to go sideways for a while before she decides which way she's going to go. But take a look at this. Here's the bottom here. Okay, one up, pulled back, right there. 1 day up, 2 days up. I like 3 days to the upside. Now we have the 30-day high way here. So we still have plenty of room for this thing to keep going before it challenges that 30-day high. Because in a couple of weeks, that 30-day high is going to drop off, and then we're going to pick up a new 30-day high. Well, is it bouncing off of here, right here? Could be. But now you have a couple of questions to ask. Ask yourself. Number one, does it make sense? Number two, do I like U.S. Bancorp? Number three, do I like U.S. Bancorp at this price? So let's do a trade using USB and see how the mechanics work. Okay, that way you can see the process. Because you may not like U.S. Bank, you might like Bank of America. You might like Wells Fargo. You might like U.S. Steel. You might like, drawing a bank. Humana, Hertz, General Dynamics, Harley Davidson. You might like any of those. Do the numbers work? Is it the right time to buy? Up, down, up, down, up. Does that make sense? Remember, it was created for a 9-year-old. It's supposed to be simple. Adults, you people have a tendency to make it more complicated than it needs to be. Either you like the company or you don't. If you like the company, great, put it on your list. What is it doing? Think about it. If it's here and it shoots up, from 45 to 48 is a $3 move. A $3 move on a $45 stock is a little bit right around 8%. 8% move. Now it goes from 48 down to 44. That's a 10%, a little less than 10% drop. Okay, now from 44 up to 46, that's $2, that's 5% increase. So the numbers make sense depending on who you are. Now some people will buy and just hold. Nothing wrong with that. So USB, let's take a look at 46. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And then one of the things I love about Think or Swim, by picking the trading strategy, these are all the option trading strategies, picking the one that I like, the covered call. Now, don't even ask. It's the only one I give away for free. Do I know all these? More or less. I know most of them. Am I going to teach them? Nope. I'm going to teach you one. I'm giving it to you for free. 1% a week is 50% a year. If 50% a year is not enough for you just to get started, I can't help you out. So let's progress forward. So covered call, one thing I like, hit this button. It sets everything up for me. Now I go to the 46. Not this week, 1 August. I don't want to do that one. I want to do this one down here, 8 August, which is next Friday. So let's get rid of this one. We don't want that one. Let's do this one here, the 46, right here. All right, now I'm just going to do one contract. You've got to figure out what numbers make sense to you. Okay, can I need 102? We all have a different amount of money to work with. We all have different goals. Stick to what works for you. You got to figure that one out for you. I can't tell you. The person sitting next to you can't tell you. Your aunt, your uncle, your father, your brother, your sister, your aunt, the guy down the street, even your barber or your hairdresser. They can't tell you what's right for you. You got to figure that out for yourself. All right, so here we go. I always tell people anytime you put a trade in, before you hit this send button, let's go over this side, this send button here, read it out loud because your hands typing and your eyes can't play tricks on you. So by listening, it's just one more step. Because you may not agree, but I can almost guarantee with certainty, you are going to lose money by hitting the wrong button. Everyone does it. Don't think you're special. I've been trading for over 20 years. 3 times this year I hit the wrong button. One time I lost $2,500 hitting the wrong button. And you know what the kicker was? I was live in my morning trading group with all my followers watching me. And they all watched me hit that damn wrong button. And I was like, go! Yeah! It's $2,500 right down the tube. Because I hit the wrong button. You're going to do it too. Don't think you're special. Don't think it ain't going to happen. It happens to everybody. Everybody hits the wrong button at one point. All right, so let's read it out loud. See if you understand what it is. I'm going to explain it to you so you understand each section of the order. Because the order is all one big word. One big word salad. Buy +1 covered USB 100 weekly 8 August 2546 call USB market to open. That makes no sense at all. So let's do it slowly and enunciate what each part means. Buy one covered call USB. That's one covered call against the stock US Bancorp. That's easy. 100, which is the weeklies. It tells me that the stock has weekly options to it. 8 August 25. That's the expiration date. The 8th of August 2025 is next Friday. The $46 call. That's the $46 call option. I'm selling it. I'm buying it first thing in the morning. I'm selling it to someone at $46. I don't even own it yet, but I'm selling it for $46. Call option against the USB stock at the market to open. Now the reason it says to open because we're doing 2 trades at once. We're buying the stock. That order goes to New York Stock Exchange, and we're selling. We're selling the option. That's going to Chicago Board of Options Exchange. New York, Chicago. 2 orders to open. Remember I told you got to buy something, sell something before you can finish the equation? So, I'm buying the stock. Eventually I'm going to sell it. That will close that order. The second one, I'm selling to open the option. Eventually, I'm going to buy the option to close the order. It sounds confusing. Try not to make it too confusing. Okay? So, the next on this whole big thing here, we're looking at this right here, max profit. Now, remember when I said simple, safe, predictable? Do you remember that part? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose. Remember that part? Predictable. I know exactly what I'm going to make before I even do this trade. Most people, remember I said, most people would buy the stock if they knew it was going to go up. Well, if you buy the stock, you have to wait for it to go up and then sell it before you can figure out what your profit is. Well, with a covered call, I don't have to do anything. I buy it at the market. As soon as it opens in the morning, I sell it using this strategy here. I already know what my profit is. A whopping $57. You're probably thinking, that's not a lot of money. Well, that's $57 per contract. So one contract, $57. 1,000 contracts, that's $57,000. It's all relative. If you have enough to buy 57 contracts, great. If you have enough to buy one, hey, you're just getting started. Nothing wrong with it. Get your feet wet, learn. All right, so my profit, $57 per contract. Now, I know exactly my profit's going to be before I even do anything. That being said, let's find out what my rate of return is going to be. So, if my profit is $57, we're going to need the calculator for this one. Okay, clear that. Clear that. Going to need the glasses. All right. So if $57 is my profit, 57, put it over this side. So you guys better. Okay? Maximum profit, $57. Okay, what is my investment? Okay, to find out the rate of return, you need to know what your investment is. So my investment here is $4,543. So I take my profit, 57, I divide it by 45.43, and I come up with a grand total of 1.25%. So 1.25%. Now, some of you are probably thinking, I can put my money in a CD, get 1.25% for the year. This is 1.25% for the week. If I could do this every single week, it's 52 weeks in a year. Well, let's see what that looks like. 1.25% every week for 52 weeks. That is 65% for the year. You can't get that in a CD. Okay, now, is this guaranteed? No, it's not guaranteed. There's only 3 guarantees in life. Some of you know 2 of them. Very few of you know what that 3rd guarantee is, but it's guaranteed. Okay. So here's the thing. 1.25% every single week. Nice, great, simple, easy. Remember, it was created for a 9-year-old. If it's on the chart, if it's on the calendar and it looks good, the chart, simple. High, low, where was it, where is it, where's it going? Do the numbers make sense? If I'm buying it for this price, I'm selling it at that price, what premium am I collecting? It's a insurance policy contract. A lot of people don't realize it's actually an insurance policy. You are entering into a contract with someone else. Okay? You have a starting date, an ending date, an agreement, and then consideration. The money, $57. The agreement, I'm going to sell to you my stock at $46 anytime between now and the 8th of August. The 8th of August, yeah. Anytime between now and the 8th of August. You're paying me $57 per contract. That's 1.25% for 1 week. Think about it. That's over 65% for the year. You can double your money between 14 and 16 months. That's awesome, if you think about it. All right, so anyway, next. So that's U.S. Bank Corp. Like it, love it. So the questions you need to ask yourself rattling around in your head. Number 1, does it make sense? Number 2, do I like U.S. Bank Corp? Number 3, do I like U.S. Bank Corp at this price? 4, am I willing to buy it? Never sell it at a loss and get a weekly cash flow from it every single week. It's a question. All right, so let's look at some stocks, see how quickly we can go through them. That was a lot of blah, blah, blah. So let's see how quickly it should be. Remember, it was created for a 9-year-old. 10-minute trader. That's what you call it, the 10-minute trader. So you should be able to take a look at your stocks. What ones are there? The chart are easy. 3 or 4 seconds. That's it. Yes. No. No. Yes. Simple. All right. So Raj wants to take a look at Pepsi. All right. Let's get rid of this. Now we're going to go and find out how quick we can figure out if he's going to be a yes or no. So let's give it a try. Okay, everything's set up, everything's set up, everything's set up. Yep. Okay. All right, so let's see how quickly we can do this. You ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Pepsi, right there. I'm going to hit the enter button. You are going to take 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. However long it takes. You're looking for 5 things. The high, the low, where was it, where is it, what direction it's going. That's the only thing I want you to look at. Just that. Let's slide it all the way over here. As far as we are going to. Ready? 1, 2, 3. High, low, was, is. Look at the motion. Sideways down, sideways down, sideways up, down. How long did it take you? Okay, great. Well, we saw that. It's not at the high, it's not at the low, it's somewhere in between. Great. Step 2. Let's take a look at the numbers. The biggest number on the screen, 143.89. 143.89. What's the closest strike price? 143.89. 144. 144. 165. Well, that's more than 1%. Yep. Great. So we passed that. We passed this. Now let's look at the chart. What's the chart telling me for this week? A yo. We're at 172. The high of the year was the beginning of August, 180.91. Let's call it 182. Here's the bottom of the year right here. 626, and the bottom of the year was 127.60. Well, look at the past couple of weeks. Okay, up, sideways, big gap up. That's going to fill eventually. That doesn't look very promising. Here's your high here. 1, 2, 3, 4 days down. Well, today is 1 day up. Could that be the turning point? It could be. Is it? We don't know. At this point in time, I'm going to say no. Because here's your bottom here. Here's your top. It's a little too close to the top. 4 days down, only 1 day here. So maybe I'll take a look at it again next week. Not this week. Okay? No, don't get me wrong. I love Pepsi. They have 5 decades of increased profits. They have been in business for over 100 years. So that was a quick rendition on Pepsi. No. Roger also wants to take a look at Bank of America. So let's take a look at Bank of America. By the way, BOA is not Bank of America. BOA, I have no idea what that is, but BAC is Bank of America. Okay, so BAC. Ready? Here we go. Let's do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 47.95 is the big number. Okay, so 47.95. Right, 47.95. 48. The 48 is going for 68. Yeah, that's over 1.5%. Looks good. Great. Let's go to the chart. A year ago, here, I'm going to need the glasses for this one. 41.51. Second week of April, that's 32.98. Let's call it 33. And then from there, from the bottom of the year to where we are now, take a look at that. Nice. Pull back, back up, back down. Unfortunately, this is going to be a no. Let's take a look at it in a couple of weeks. Because look at the big run up. Okay? Had profit taking here. Now we're looking at this section here. So let's look at the last 30 days, which would be right there. What is that telling you? Up, down, up, down. It's simple. It was made for a 9-year-old. It's supposed to be simple. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Next, what do we have next? Gene, how do you decipher the candlesticks to determine when to buy and sell a stock? Okay, Gene, I just think I did that. Okay, Gene, 30 days ago, she showed up. There's your high. Okay, that's the high right there. What happened next? Well, there's your bottom right there. Argue all you want. Bitch, moan, complain. Pitch a fit. Ain't going to help you. There's the high and there's the low. So from the low here, she went back up. Here's the new high. Now she's coming back down again. That's how I decipher. If that's too difficult for you, you can always do one of these things right here. What do you think? You think that's easier? Up, down, up, down. However you want to simplify it for you is something you need to do for you. Now that is a lot easier to understand. Up, down, up, down. Let's go back to where we were. Mike Mays wants to take a look at Tesla. We'll take a look at Tesla only because I said I'll take a look at anything you want me to take a look at. Now I'm looking at it. Now I'm saying no. No, the reason why I'm saying no to Tesla is Tesla doesn't have any dividends, which means they don't share their profits. There's 10,246 different companies. Well, half of them take all their profits and put it back into the company for capital growth, for the stock to do this thing right here, to go up. That's capital growth. That's a capital growth stock, Tesla. Okay? There's a lot of them out there. I don't do capital growth stocks because I have no desire whatsoever to take my money and put it into a stock and wait. No desire for that whatsoever. I want weekly cash flow. I'm 61. If I don't get weekly cash flow, I got to go back to work. Not that I can't go back to work. I've been working since 1973. I'm a little tired. I actually enjoy sleeping late. I actually enjoy taking a nap in the middle of the day, watching a movie, because I want to, watching the grass grow, playing with my 5-year-old grandson. I enjoy doing those things. Okay, I no longer enjoy going to working for someone else, so now I do a lot of my own stuff. Okay, so Aaron, hopefully some of that information helped you out. I work part-time at a fast food place. Okay, I'm new here as well, so what kind of advice you could give someone really new to this, because I know nothing of this? Well, actually, Kate, you probably know more than you think you know, all right? Now, just walking down the street, you work at a fast food restaurant, well, you probably have a good idea who the other fast food restaurants are. And if you're working, you probably have a good idea of how to get to work. Ford, Chevy, General Chrysler, Audi, Toyota, City Bus. plain. Everything you look at is something run by someone. The clothes you wear, Levi's, Prada, whatever. All these things that you can buy, that you can sell, somebody owns them. Some of them may be public. You may be able to buy some of the shares of the company in which you work at. You say you work at a fast food restaurant. Well, fine. You probably don't have a lot of money and you're probably a little on the younger side. Well, time is on your side. Like the great Mick Jagger said, time is on my side. What are we talking about? Investing in dividend stocks. All right. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you for sharing, sir. Have to go. Appreciate it. Take care. All right. Not a problem. Ball Street Collective, how are you today? In ill will. All right. Good evening. All right. So that being said, Tesla's going to be a no. Okay, because they're not. It's not that they're not profitable or anything. It's just that they don't share their profits. Green Rover, how many in a contract? 100. 100 shares in one contract. One Pack Snipe, UPS. Now I love UPS. That's on my list. Even though it was not on my list, here's UPS. High, low, was, is. Sideways down, $90.84. We're going to say no to this one really quick. We didn't even look at the numbers, but we're saying no. Why? Well, let's take a look. Okay, 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Big gap down, big drop. Volume more than quadrupled. You can't see it here, but here's the average volume, these blue lines down here. Well, what you can see is the blue line behind this red line. Okay, that's the volume for today. Huge amount of volume. So I like it and I dislike it at the same time. Well, I like it because, number one, UPS is on my list. I do like them as a company. I will buy them as a company. Not right at the moment. What I like about it at this moment in time, up, down, it's got to find a new bottom. Well, is this the bottom? Now, looking at this, the moment, it's the bottom at this moment. But it's not the bottom for the 30-day period because we have nothing to compare it to, which means we have nothing on the other side, which means we need another point of data, which is tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, it may go lower or it may go higher. But the odds and probabilities when a drop like this, it's going to have a bounce to go to the upside. Unless, of course, the earth opened up and swallowed up a lot of the U.S. UPS stores. Doubt it, but it's possible. If you listen to the government, no one says anything's possible. So 90.84. Now, tomorrow will give us a second point of data, or it could be one day to the upside, or it could be one day lower. So as much as I like this, I'm going to write it down for next week, because I like 2 days to the upside. On the third day, I would jump in. Well, tomorrow's Wednesday. If tomorrow's an update, okay. Thursday's an update, okay. Friday is the soonest I'd be able to jump into this. But I usually don't buy on Fridays. I usually buy on Mondays. So UPS is going to be on my list for Monday. UPS. Alrighty. So no to UPS for this week. PSEC. Fredo wants to take a look at PSEC. What is that? PESC. What the hell is that? PESC. Philadelphia. Philadelphia Freedom. It's not showing up, brother. Okay? PESC. It has no options. It's going to be an automatic no. Thank you anyway. Zarin. Blah, 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 blah. Yep. True. I should read backwards. Maybe you should. Okay. I have no investment literacy. Yeah, you do, but, you can say whatever you want. Okay. Invest a better microphone. Probably. I'm dyslexic. All the charts are backwards. Okay, go to a different channel. Wouldn't you want to trade based on liquidity? No. Why? I want to trade based on facts. Is the company profitable? Are they in an uptrend? Is it a safe trade? That's what I'm looking for. Consistency of profitability and weekly options. That's what I'm looking for. Joe Mazio, what's happening? Oh, Tom Sosnoff, of course. I not have, okay, whatever. How about, I like Tasty Trade, a little complex. I use the taco trade myself, cool beans. Everyone knows implied volatility has increased priority to the earnings call and volatility crush happens after. Thank you, Mark. Mark, you were missing the point of the first half of the meeting, so to speak. The trading strategy I'm showing you was created for a 9-year-old. 9-year-old. I'm not going to explain implied volatility. I'm not going to explain, what was the other one you're talking about? Everyone knows implied volatility increases priority, blah, 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 volume crush happens after. Yeah, I'm not going to try to explain that to a 9-year-old. Besides, she's 26 now. Not the point. Okay, 15 years ago, simple, safe, predictable, consistent. That's not it. Okay, implied volatility and how it affects stocks and option prices. Why? I might as well teach her the what do you call it? The Black-Scholes pricing methodology for standardized options. Why don't I teach her that? No, sorry, dude. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent for a 9-year-old. Okay, yeah, there are other ways. There's a lot more indicators for all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing. If it works, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, leave it alone. Terribly sorry, Mark. You don't like it? I can't help you out. If it works, leave it alone. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Mindy, would you recommend doing a CSP while waiting for the stock to come down, then do the covered call? Now, Mindy, CSP is a cash secured put, for those of you who don't know. I don't do very many cash secured puts. Number one, I don't like the negative aspect to it because you're looking for the stock to go backwards. I don't like that part. But a lot of people like it. But a cash secured put and a covered call are basically the same thing. Let me explain. Okay? A cash secured put, cash secured, which means you got to take a big chunk of your money and set it aside. Now you're trading off of it. You're getting a return. Exact same thing with a covered call. You're taking a chunk of your money, you're putting it aside, you're getting a return on it. Same thing, just different words, different outcome. You're looking for the stock to come down, I'm looking for the stock to go up. Okay? I like to have positivity in my life. I like covered calls over and above cash secured puts. Now don't get me wrong, they do work. Now B wants to take a look at ED, erectile dysfunction. Edison. Now, unfortunately, B, Consolidated Edison is profitable. They have been in business for, you ready for this? 200 years. 200 years, ED, Consolidated Edison. Unfortunately, they only have monthly options. B, sorry, monthly options. I don't do monthly options, and numbers just don't work. Oh, Zarin. Zarin wants to see a 1040 declaration. Too bad. I got nothing to prove to you. I'm not doing this for you. Okay? I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for my children and my grandchildren. Uh-oh. Someone has a question. Mike. The only 3 guarantees in life. Life, death. Oh, yeah. Death, taxes, and disappointment. Which category does your 50% bond guarantee fall under? That's a good question. Anyway, yeah, for my investors, I do guarantee a 20% return. The only reason I can do that is because I've been doing this long enough. And I have enough historical performance behind me, even with pullbacks. Okay, we had a pullback this year. Okay, in April, nice big pullback. We had a pullback in 2021. We had a pullback in 2008. We had a pullback in 2000. Sen K, is that coffee or water? That's ginger ale. Okay, if you're new here, so you you don't know that I've been sick for the last week, stomach issues and the flu. So ginger ale, ginger tea with honey, all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. All right, so Mike, you do know the disappointment. All right. So Zarin, you wanted to do that. You really want to do that? Seriously? You really want to see my 1040 declaration? How about, here's a fun idea. Hold that thought. I'm trying to think of the right terminology. Because, I don't want to misinterpret anything. I don't want to say something that's incorrect. Can we buy a contract which gives us 20% guaranteed and you keep the rest? Raj, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. Okay, contract, I think you mean a bond. Okay, corporate bond is one thing. Stocks are another. So yeah, my corporate bonds do guarantee 20%. Stocks, different story. Okay? You're always burping around this time. Feel better, brother. Thank you, B. Yeah, that's the whatever's going on inside. Did you already discuss CMG? No, I did not. Can you run the numbers of that, please? Yeah, give me a second. I'm trying to answer Zarin's question about a 1040. That's it. The National Register. So I got a deal for you, Zarin. Okay. You pull up the 1040 in the National Register, okay? And I will pull up my 1040, okay? Now, I'm kind of curious if you even know what the National Register is and why that is significant to the 1040 that you so badly want to see. He's not trading contracts, Mark. Oh, he's not an option trader. Yes, Mark, I am an options trader. I don't know what he's talking about. Bruno, no, he's trading based on dividends. Interesting. No. All right, let's not misinterpret what we're doing. It's called dividend investing for weekly cash flow. And yes, I use dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. And specifically, I use dividend stocks to tell me when to buy the company. I use the dividend as a indicator to tell me when to look at a stock. Now, the stock options, I do what's a covered call, because if a stock is going up in a certain direction at a certain time, everything has to be in line. All right, anyway. Okay. Trader 1, he's trading based on the CAC. Okay, Zarin, 1040 in the USA declaration. I writing you for answer. Okay. I hear what you're saying. You can word it any way you want. What I asked you, and I'm not going to go into this any deeper, show me where in the U.S. Register, okay, the U.S. Register, where the 1040 form is in the U.S. Register. He trades off. The third call is a neutral and slightly bullish strategy for option. Yes, it is. Okay, so Zarin, that's the game you want to play. Let's get rid of you. Remove. There we go. Oh, come on. I see your answer. All right, hide this user on this channel. There we go. No more Zarin. Bye. Hugh, how you doing? Mark. Okay, have to own 100 shares or do a bull call spread, but you buy the call, lower strike, and sell the higher level. Yeah, that gets a little bit more complicated. Remember, spamming isn't going to help. You're absolutely right, Hugh. Have you gone to a doctor yet? Nope. Thank you, John. That's a great question. That is Dr. Jim, comment from Tasty Live. 85% of options expire worthless. All right, I was saying 80%. Give him a little bit of a, what do you call it? It's spam when you're asking him 100 times. Yep, nobody's looking at exercising options, bro. That's not true. Definitely not true at all. I get options exercised against me all the time. 3 of them this month alone. Theta decay, time decay, absolutely right. Perps never expire. Perps never expire. Hugh, you have to max that one. Who cares if it expires worthless? Key is to take it. Don't let it expire worthless. Okay, different approach, but all right. Days of our lives. Yep, back in the 80s. What WTF are we talking about? Buck, we're talking about investing for dividend, investing in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. You lose is the stock goes to the moon and you miss the upside. Okay, Mark, let me see if I can explain this to you in a manner because you're not the only one that says this. Okay, what Mark is asking is if the stock shoots to the moon, you're missing out on the upside. Mark, I'm going to agree with you 100%. But Mark, you're in the wrong place, brother. Seriously. If you're concerned with capital appreciation, you are in the wrong place. You're basically wasting your time here. So I'm going to say this slowly, and I'm going to enunciate every single word to see if you understand where I am coming from. Okay? So listen closely, Mark. I honestly do not care about the stock appreciation. Stock goes up, I honestly don't care. That's not my focus. That's not my concern. My concern is, and always will be, is the company consistently profitable? Do they have weekly options? Great. A covered call at the money gives me a 1, 2, or 3% weekly return. Safe, predictable, consistent. I do not care if the stock shoots to the moon. I hope you understand that and we can end that part of the conversation. Thank you. So, that being said, he's right. If you do a covered call, there is the chance of the stock shooting to the roof and you missing out on that capital growth. So that's why I tell people, understand what it is you're looking for. Have a goal. If you're looking for capital appreciation, mean buying a stock and having it go up, you're in the wrong place. I'm looking for cash flow. Cash flow, not capital appreciation. What are LEAP's options? LEAP options are something that expire further out. Okay, so you have weekly options, you have monthly options, then you have what's called a LEAP option, long equity anticipation plays, whatever. That's when you buy an option or sell an option a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months into the future. Okay, long equity anticipation play, something like that. That's called a LEAP. Okay, now I'm not going to talk about those because I give away one trading strategy for free and only one. Okay, certain things I'm just not going to talk about. Okay, the trading strategy I'm giving you for free was created for my 9-year-old. Okay, it either makes sense to you or it doesn't make sense to you. If you're interested in a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week, great, that's 50% per year. It takes 5 to 10 minutes a day. If an hour a day is not enough for you to make 1% or 50% per year, okay, you're getting up, 5 minutes earlier. Big deal. You lose 5 minutes of sleep. Terribly sorry. But for 50% a year return on your money, you have to decide, is it worth your time? At this point in my life, 1 hour of my time is worth well over $5,000 an hour because that's where I am at this point in my life. Now, when I was in my 20s and 30s, 1 hour of my time was worth $4 or $5. That was it. You have to pay your dues. Not very many people were blessed with a silver spoon or a trust fund or a big inheritance, large insurance settlement. Not all of us are blessed with that. Love what you're doing, Ray. Education is great. How large of an account do you work with per week? Plenty big. Keeps me plenty busy and I make plenty of money. Okay, that's all you need to know. Sean, we did not do CMG yet. I'm still answering some questions. We're going to do that in a little bit. Crocman, Kimberly, Mr. Lala, what's happening? Donald Cooper, what's going on? Yankee. Okay, Jay-Z. Red Day today. Is it true it's going to keep dipping following into the beginning of August? I don't know. Red Day today is true. It's going to kick. Okay, we already did that question. Hasn't. Okay. Xavier. Alrighty. Okay, I can't believe this dude shows up. It's weird. Okay, I'm here going through the questions, all right? This is interesting. So here's a little tidbit of information for all of you. Now, on average, anywhere between 5 and 30,000 people will come through these 9 different channels, okay? There are literally 40 to 50 people pretending to be me. Now, one of them just so happens to have a set of balls on him to actually show up and sign in under my name. So it's like, you got a set of balls to show up pretending to be me. Anyway, besides the point, I had to block him because what they do. Now, also remember this, there are a bunch of spammers pretending to be me. You will get an email, a text, a WhatsApp, a Telegram, or something saying, hey, I got a great deal for you. You need to send me some money. No, that is not me. I do not do any of that. If you want to have a conversation with me, I talk to people for free all the time. I'm not going to charge you anything. Send me a number. I'll give you a call. I will not sell you a Telegram. I will not send you an Instagram. I will not send you a WhatsApp. I will not send you any of that crap. Nothing. And I do not take money from people unless we are meeting eyeball to eyeball and we shake hands. I do not take money from people. I don't. If you want me to invest your money, great. You come to St. Petersburg, we'll have a meet. We'll go out for lunch. We'll chat. We'll hang out. See if we like each other. Other than that, I don't do it. Okay? So, he's got a set of balls to show up here doing that. Anyway, let's keep looking at some questions. I'm going to grab a seat because apparently we have a lot of questions. And then we're going to take a look at some more stocks because apparently you guys have questions. You don't want to look at anything. Jettis sold NBIS 48 put today, expiring on Friday, 75 cents per contract. Okay, so why are we looking at NBIS? What the heck is NBIS? NBIS. NBIS. NIS Group. Why are we looking at this? Now, for the fun of it, I don't give very much advice, but some advice I give is investing. You really think of Now, the reason why I use Yahoo Finance is because I want to see how consistent this company has increased. The reason why I've increased and there are no dividends at this point in time. So, NBIS is a no. So I really can't give you any opinion one way or the other. Sorry, Jeff. Carlos, thank you. John, have $9,000 for dividends. What should I dump into right now? Anyone else? You really want my opinion? I'll give you a call and we'll chat. Kimberly, looking good, James. Glad you're better. I'm almost there. Kimberly, creative art space. All right, thank you. What else we got? Laurie, you're early. Glad you're feeling better. I am too. Oh God, Jettis says. Yeah, Jettis is telling Johnny ULTY. Yeah, because Jettis, yeah, dude, don't do that. Don't be suggesting something like that. If you can't, you know what? All right. This is for you, Jettis. Okay, JJ Jettis, all right? You like ULTY. Oh, here we go. ULTY. Now, this is why I do Jettis, right? Let's take a look at dividends. UL1. Oh, wait a second. It only goes back to March 2024. That's it? You mean this thing's not 20 years old? This thing's 20 years old? 2 years old? So why, better yet, why are you telling other people to put money into a 2-year-old company? Let's check out the dividends and see how profitable this company is. All right, so let's check it out. $1.06, 106, 1.41. Well, that's good. Okay, 141. The next one is 127. 1 second. If it's consistently profitable, and if you are advising other people to put money into it, which basically you are, 106, 141, that's great. But from 141 to 127, that sucks. 127 to 113, that sucks even more. 113 to 99, we're rapidly advancing on this side. Then from 199 to 78, we got 5 times in a row this thing went backwards. How the hell do you have the gall to tell someone to invest in a piece of crap like this? I don't care if you like it. The profits are right there. It is consistently going down. Why would you tell someone you don't know to invest into something like this? Don't do that. Don't automatically think just because you're making money on it that it's a good investment. It's like not even 2 years old yet. March 14th, 2024 is the very first dividend they shared. Okay, and then it went up once, and it started dropping. Yeah, don't do that. That's not nice. Johnny Fawny, I'm going to tell you the same thing. Okay? Don't take advice from someone, especially someone on the internet. Don't listen to me. Take a look at the numbers. Okay? I'll give you everything you need, but I'm not going to do it for you. Go to Yahoo Finance. Go to any financial website. They'll give you information on anything you want to invest in. Why would you put your money into something that is going backwards? The profits are actually decreasing over time. Why the hell? Remember I told you from the beginning? There's going to be someone who's going to say, buy this, and it's going to be a piece of crap. Now, if it wasn't a piece of crap, it would look like this. You may not like the Microsoft. You may not like it. Look at the numbers in 2005. Look at the numbers 10, 11, 13, 16, 20, 23, 20, 30, 36, 31, 42, 51, 56, 62, 68, 75, 83. Every single year it went higher and higher and higher. The numbers don't lie. Anyway, let's move on. I got some more questions to answer, and it's 10:22. Let's get there. Mike, good evening. Jason, how you doing? Lee, may I ask you a favor? Yep. What's your favor, Leah? Kilroy, can you explain what exactly your strategy is? Invest in dividends? No, that's not what I said. Kilroy, what I do is I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. I'm looking at companies that have weekly options and are in a present upward trend. Because stocks go 2 different ways and only 2. Well, they go 3 ways. Up, down, or nowhere. They go up, they go down, or they go sideways. Nowhere. Okay, that's it. Stocks do not come to your house. They don't take the dog for a walk. They don't wash the dishes. They don't even take out the trash. Stocks go up, stocks go down. That's it. That's all. I'm looking in from Madrid this evening. Okay. And how are you doing today, Raffaello? ¿Qué pasa, amigo? ¿Cómo está? What tickers are we watching? Okay, good question. Nettie, good evening. TSM. Nettie wants to take a look at Taiwan Semiconductors. TSM. I'm going to say no. Now, the reason, Nettie, I'm saying no for TSM is look at this run up. From April, we're at 130, and she jumps up to 250. Okay? Now, I don't buy at the high. Okay? I have 300 stocks to keep my eye on. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. If I zoomed in, okay? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's all they do. Day after day after day. Find companies you like. Make sure you're buying them at the right time if the numbers work. I'm buying it at the current price. I am selling it at the current price. So if I buy it for $100, I'm selling it for $100. The only thing I'm collecting is the insurance premium. That's it. And if the insurance premium is 1% or more, that's 1% every single week. Do I care if the stock goes up? No, I don't care if the stock goes up. I want my 1%. That's it. That's all. I want to spend 10 minutes or less. That's it. Next. William Sila. What the heck is Sila? S-I-L-A. It's a no is what it is. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. not only do the numbers just not work, I got to guess where is it going to be in 30 days. Because a 30-day option, a monthly option, expires in 30 days. So if I'm buying it today at 25.16, well, where's it going to be in 30 days? I don't know, and I have no desire to try to figure that out. I don't do monthlies, William. The numbers don't work for me. Joe Mazio, what's happening, Joe? Just keep on going. Melody, Charles, how you doing? Jacob, how you doing? Chill, Snow Queen. Mary Yam Gaffner. Gaffar. Oh, Gaffar. Oh, who did that? Howie Mandel when I saw Gaffar. Some of you might remember that, some of you might not. Did this just start? What time do you usually stream? Okay, Snow Queen, I start at 8:30, 9 o'clock, somewhere in that area, and I go right to 11:30, depending on how many people show up. If I get 200 people or more on this one channel, I'll stay a little bit longer. Or if I get some good I get good mojo going, I'll stay a little bit longer. Okay, what do we have? I have UNH. It could keep going down, but is that likely? Mark, hold that thought. UNH, University of New Hampshire. Yeah, no thank you. I said 3 to 4 seconds. That's all it takes me. High, low, where was it? Look at the motion. Sideways down, up, down, sideways down. Yeah, no. And I don't do stocks over $250. Let's keep on keeping on. Trini Bombshell, how are you doing today? Kate, how are you? Project Kazian, top ETFs for dividends. I don't do ETFs for dividends. Ooh, Nettie wants to take a look at Ford. Love Ford. We took a look at Ford this morning, and it just didn't do what we thought it was going to do yesterday. Okay? Now, I was looking at Ford last night, and I have it circled in a big letter here. But this morning, when she opened up, she did this little thing. Okay? 30-day bottom, 30-day top, came back down, and she started to go up. Now, I was talking this yesterday. Monday didn't look very great because it's a little bit of a pullback, but it's still going to the upside. But today, I was ready to buy some Ford this morning. I said this last night. Depending on what she opens up in the morning will depend whether or not I jump into Ford. And it came back down, so I said no. But it looked good last night. All right, whoops. What are we looking at over here? Doc Airline, 9-year-old, got that one. BTC, 2 facts, got that one. Mark will bounce back. Okay. Bro, you are in mirror option. Yeah, Etin Ross. Etin Ross? Yeah. If you want to come on by and fix it for me, be my guest. I have no idea how to do it on YouTube. I know how to do it on the other channels. I just don't know how to do it on YouTube, which is where you are. Sorry. No dollar cost averaging for individual stocks. Only dollar cost average for index funds. Mark, why would you say that? Zarin is no one owes you their tax form. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. Actually, my ex is one of my best friends. If I have any questions, have any issues in life, the first person I call, my ex-wife. Isn't that weird? My new girlfriend says, she loves my ex-wife. They talk every day. My ex-wife and my girlfriend talk every day. All of my girlfriends love my ex-wife. She's a great woman. We didn't get along. We had different goals in mind. All right, let's see if Mark gets this right. He's talking about selling options which are much higher than the current price at the level strike that is out of the money and with the delta chance of hitting of 50. Okay, Mark, you're close, but not quite. I'm looking to do in the money options on a stock as it's bouncing off of a 30-day bottom with at least 3 days to the upside. So I don't mind you quoting what I am doing, but if you could quote it the right way, I don't pay attention to the delta whatsoever. Okay? And out of the money, I very rarely do out of the money. I would prefer to do at the money or in the money because they're safer. Okay, now I'm going to make the assumption, Mark, that you're not retired. So when you do retire, everything changes. The way you look at money, the way you look at investment, the way you look at your time, everything changes. So, I'm giving the information away for free. So if you're going to do something, at least repeat it the way I say it without throwing your own little takes into it. Now, you might be right. Great. It might work for you. Great. But if you go back for the last 15 years and you look at the videos I've shot 15 years ago, I'm basically saying the exact same thing as I did 15 years ago. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. You're going to like this. Hold the phone. Here's all my trades for 2024. Okay, all right. Come on. Come down. I'm going to go all the way down there. Here's what you want to see right there. Look at that. My very first blog post. Now, I've been trading since the 1990s. It wasn't until 2011. August 31st, 2011 was the very first trade I posted online. And yeah, dumb shit like me, I actually copied all the trades and posted them online for everyone to see. So, 2011, the very first one I did. Okay? 2011 starting capital 80, 2000 profit 30, 2039%, blah, 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 9.75% per month. That was my average, 9.75 per month back in 2011. 2012, I dropped to 8.7 per month, and then by 2013, things changed a little bit, down to 3.4%. But once you go below that, what do we have underneath there? Oh, look at this. 2012, week 51, this year, 83%, 83.7%. Running total week 68, 157% for our weekly average, 2.34%. That's still good. But that was in 2012. What else we have? Oh, look at this one. Right here, this one. All right. Trading with dividends, week 12, wrap up, March 23rd, 2013. Well, what is this? The 1-year chart, the 90-day chart, the 30-day chart. Look at this. RCII, Rent-A-Center. Who remembers that stock? Okay? Moving sideways all year. Last 90 days, looking at a channel close to the year's high. Last 30 days, still in that channel, looking good for the dividend to make the push upwards. I'm basically saying the exact same things I said in 2013 and 2011. It's just now it's live. So now I don't have the luxuries of editing out crap because you can go and watch my videos. See, this right here is being recorded. So after tonight, you can go back and you can watch this video. I have over 1,100 videos on YouTube. You can watch them anytime you want. I say the same things over and over and over again because I come from a time frame that a lot of you people call Gen Xers. We were born in the 60s and 70s. It was a total different world back then, but it was fun. It was. But here's the thing. I have a mantra or a code, whatever you want to call it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's working fine, leave it alone. Plain and simple. My generation, if it's working fine, leave it alone. Okay? Well, let's keep on going. Costco. I don't do Costco. Mark. The issue is, in a low VIX environment, if you aren't really rewarded enough to take on the risk to sell options. Thank you there, Mark. To teach a strategy, one must teach the downside of how to avoid them. Absolutely, Mark. I'm going to agree with you 100%. But here's the thing, Mark. Let's see if I can we get some kind of common ground. Some kind of common ground here. Okay, let's find it interesting. Macy's? Macy's. What's a good we can look at? Ooh, here's a good one. I am. Okay. Mark, Here's a question. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, oh, wait a minute. Let's do this one. MSFT. Because we all saw dividends from Microsoft. Okay? All right, Mark, you ready? The current price for Microsoft is $512.57. The bottom of the year was $340. Okay, so the bottom is 340, top is 520. All right, so here's the thing. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, okay, Microsoft has a $2 dividend. Most people will buy the stock and collect that $2 dividend every 90 days. Absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Nothing wrong with it. Great plan. It's a good stock. Consistently profitable for the last 25 years. Okay? What's wrong with that? Nothing. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, I buy 1,000 shares at 512. Let's also say you buy 1,000 shares at 350. Now, I have 1,000 at 512. You have 1,000 at 350. Who gets more in dividends? I have 1,000 shares. You have 1,000 shares. Is your dividend higher than mine? Is my dividend higher than yours? That's the question. It's an honest question. What does volatility, what does up, down, what does all that bullshit mean if we both own the exact same amount of shares? The dividend you collect has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the stock price you got it for. He bought his at 340 or 350, whatever. I got mine at 512. The dividend's the exact same. If I get 1,000 shares, okay, and it's $2 per share, I get $2,000. He bought it at 350. How much is he getting? Is he getting more than me because he bought it for less? No, he gets the exact same amount of money. Explain to me how that's wrong. If I buy it at 512, never, ever, ever, ever sell it for the rest of my days on this planet. I will continuously get a dividend. 1,000 shares, I will continuously get 1,000 dividends every single 90 days for the rest of my life until I decide to sell that. Now, you bought it at 350. You're getting the exact same thing I'm getting. There are no perks. There are no detriments to the entry point whatsoever. So why do I care? I don't care of any of that crap. I care about, is the company consistently profitable? Well, yeah, they are. Are they consistently increasing their dividends? Yeah, they are. Now, here's the thing that you're missing. Okay? Whether or not I decide to sell aside or decide to buy more, whatever, that's all irrelevant. The dividend's the exact same. We're still getting the exact same amount of money. Okay? Now, let's say at this moment in time, the 512 is going for $12 a share, the premium. Could I sell somebody the premium at 512 and pick up $12 per share as a covered call? Yes, I can. How much am I collecting? $11.95. Now, let's say Mark, who bought the shares at 350, he decides to sell a covered call at 512. How much is he collecting? $12. He's collecting the exact same amount of money for the exact same call option that I'm selling. There is no difference. The amount of money that I'm making, the amount of money that you're making is the exact same. Where I got in, where I get out is irrelevant. Is the company profitable? Do they have weekly options? Am I collecting 1% every single week or more? That's my goal. I honestly don't care about the appreciation. I don't know why I can't get that through to you. Fidelity has a very good educational content for free. I'm well aware of that. Everybody has free content. What's up with the hot song playlist? I have no idea what he's talking about. What time frame do you trade on? Daily. Okay, I do, I take a look at the 1 year chart. 1 day at a time. Okay? I spend 10 minutes a day in front of my computer doing my trades. That's it. It's called the 10-minute trader for a reason. Every single video you ever hear me Every single time. Hey everybody, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Looking for a simple, safe, predictable system. 1% per week. Every video is the same intro. It's always the exact same. And I don't know why you're making a big deal out of it. Let's keep on going. We got 20 minutes left. You guys, don't you want to look at anything else? There's nothing here. Mark. I like the conversation. Yeah, thanks, Mark. CRCL. What the hell is CRCL? CRCL. Never heard of that one. CRCL. Circle Internet Group. Who the hell are they? What do they do? What? Like I say, you really should have access. Financial website. CRCL. What are their dividends? How consistency of profit? Hell no. There are understand dividend stock. So why am I looking at a stock that has no dividends? Seriously. So investing for weekly cash flow. This thing has no dividends, so why the hell are we looking at it? Yes. What's happening? Saved by the bell. What's going on, Mark? There's a lot of them. Ooh, sorry, guys. I wasn't seeing them. The screen kept changing. All right, what do we have here? Mark, if Sears can vanish, Coca-Cola can as well. Well, see, here's the funny thing, Mark. Sears was a slow decline, and Sears was not the number one store in the world. Coca-Cola can disappear. Highly doubtful, but it can. But the first thing that I look for, Mark, any stock I'm looking at, I want to look at the consistency of profitability. As soon as the profitability stops, that's when I want to recalculate, do I still want to jump into this company? So as soon as Coca-Cola gets kicked, I ain't buying it anymore. So that's a good, more interesting perception. I sit and steer all day at work. Judy, I hear you. I don't want to do that either. James, I'd like to say have provided better any of the stockbrokers have. I appreciate the education. You're welcome. Mark. Historical data August is a down month. What do you do in a declining market? More cash secured puts instead of covered calls. All right, Mark, the thing. What goes up must down. What goes down usually comes back up again. It never changes, Mark. It's always going to be the same thing. Stocks are going to go up. We just keep an eye on the ones that we like. When their dividends coming up, do they make sense or do they not? And then if that all fails, we always have our fallback stocks. You know, ones that we like just for the sake that we like them, and they're consistently doing the same thing over and over again. Mark, I don't use Bitcoin. Neither do I. Hey, Mike, thank you. Not quite sure if I take that as a compliment or not. Bruno, do you believe we will get a recession? Of course we do. We get a recession every 10 years. It's always a recession. What else do we have over here? Thank you, Judy. Brian, James, can you explain? Can you explain how you handle down? Do you always cost average down? Do you always hold and wait for the stock to recover and just keep doing calls against it? What is the time to sell at a loss? Do you invest? I actually have doubt. So let me see if I can make sure I understand. So Dow. D-O-W. All right, first and foremost, Dow is a old company. They've been around for a very long time. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Sideways down, sideways down, sideways down. We're here at 25.8 2018. The bottom of the year was just the other day. Now, you've heard it over and over and over again. Make money in the stock market, you buy low, you sell high. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You cannot get any lower than the low of the year. Not just the other day. So here's the question. Do I like Dow? Regardless of the price. Regardless of the price and the momentum. Regardless of that, do you like the company? Do you think they have what it takes to last for a little bit longer? Well, they've been here for over 100 years. Okay? Are they consistently profitable? Do the dividends consistently increase? Well, find out. Okay? Finance. No, it's a little. All right. So no, doesn't make me happy at all. They haven't changed their dividend. They changed their dividend in the last 10 years. Well, it does escape the fact that Dow's been around for over 100 years. That's good. Are they profitable? Well, apparently they're just treading water, doing the same thing over and over and over again. Well, let's see what the chart's telling us. What is it telling us? Well, number one, it's telling me a lot of people think it is. So let's go back to here. Here's the 1 year in chart. The high, the low. Look at it going sideways and drops here. If you really like Dow. So zoom into the last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago we're at 26. Shoot up to 31. Back down 28. Back to 31. Now we're down here. Now, this is what I said yesterday. Now, I already have Dow because I got here. 2 days up, third day, yep. Okay, so I jumped in here for Dow. Did I expect this? No, nobody ever expects that. But here's the thing. Now, I jumped in. I'm not going to pull that up right now. Well, let's pull it up. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute, Dow. All right, so I'm at Dow at 28. Okay? 28.50, which is right there. Okay? And I sold some of the rights to buy it from me at 28.50. Now I picked up 48 cents a share. Well, that's nice. That's over 1%. Great. So now she dropped. So now I get two choices. One, do I dollar cost average? Well, that's a question only you can answer. Does it make sense? Well, I'm in it at 20. Now we're down at 25. What are the odds and probabilities that this is going to drop and come back up? Well, number one, the company's over 100 years old. And number two, a big drop like this with the amount of volume. Now, I really wish they'd show us, are they buyers or are they sellers? Because the volume here more than quintupled. That's more than 5 times the average volume on this day here. And what was the reasoning for it? So there's a lot of unanswered questions. But the number one question always is the same. Do I like Dow? Am I willing to buy it and hold on to it for the rest of my days, collect a premium every single week? So I'm in it at 28.50. Am I going to sell next week's 28.50? No, it's not going to be worth anything. So let's take a look. Okay, so next week's 28.50s at this moment in time are going for 2 cents. Well, that just doesn't make any sense to me. So what is going to happen? Well, like Mark says, I am going to collect the dividend every 90 days. Now, remember rule number one, never buy something you don't want to hold long term or it's not on your list. So I have a choice. Stock dropped. I already picked up 48 cents a share, which is close to 2%. Not quite, but close. So now the stock's at 25.18. It's slowly coming up. So this coming week, depending on what happens Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, will give me a better idea of what option I sell next week. Okay, so there's certain numbers I want to look at. I want to look at how the movement is over the next 4 or 5 days. Because the option I have at this moment in time, the 28.50, that's going to expire worthless on Saturday. And then I have the 1,100 shares that I can do whatever I want with. Well, what am I going to do? First thing Monday, I'm going to take a look at What is the chart telling me? Because bottoms here, after a big drop, there's usually a bounce. It usually comes up, and gaps have a tendency to fill. Is that guaranteed? No, not guaranteed, but they have a tendency to fill. And this is the bottom of the year. So if you like doubt, this is the time to buy at the low of the year. Because you can't get any lower than the low of the year. But there's always that chance it could go lower. That's why I want to look the next 3 or 4 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Monday at the open. After the market opens on Monday. Okay, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll know what that happens on Friday. This option is going to expire, this one here. So next week, I will decide. Do I want to do the 2650s, which is right here? Do I want to do the 27s, the 2750s, the 28s, or the 2850s? Which one do I want to do? It's going to be a personal choice, and that will be my choice. You have to decide when the stock goes down, what do you want to do next? Because it is guaranteed, a 100% certainty. You're going to buy something and it's going to drop. You're going to buy something and it's going to go up. That's it. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. That's all they do. They go up, they go down, that's it. Okay? So, if you're not okay with that, you shouldn't be playing this game. But absolute worst case scenario, I will hold on to Dow until it gets back to 2850. But while I'm waiting for it to get back up to 2850, I will collect a dividend. I will also collect every single great. 0.5%, okay. 0.25%, better than a kick in the knee. I was going to say something else, but I wanted to keep it as clean as I could. So, if I'm not going to do the 2850, I might do the 26. Well, the 2650 is 28 cents. It's 3 strikes out of the money. 3 strikes out of them. It's kind of safe. Not the safest in the world, but always going to be a numbers game. What did I buy it for? What option did I sell? What's it at now? What does it mean? And then, what is the safest play to keep cash flow coming in and not take on a loss? All right, we got 8 minutes left. I'm going to finish up with the questions. No more stocks. Sorry, we're going to do this again tomorrow night, but 2.5 hours is enough for me, so let's keep on keeping on. What else we got? Okay, so Brian, hope that answered that question. Okay, Brian, you're in the morning trading group, so it's always going to be a numbers game. You're in the exact same boat as I am. Now, I can't tell you what to do, and I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, and then you have to decide. Because we're on the same boat, okay? Because you bought the same time I did. I didn't tell you to buy, okay? But we bought at the same time. You're going to watch me trade the exact same way I've been trading all these years. Now, my goal is simple. Consistency of profitability and preservation of my capital. That's my goal. Okay, if I make the 1% next week, great. If I don't, hey, I'll live. It's not a life and death changing situation. The stock went down. Big deal. I'm still going to get the dividend. All right? So, next question. Judy! That's funny how girls talk to each other. I'm not quite sure what we're talking about. That's why I probably will never retire. Work until I die. Someone will find me at my desk. Oh, that's horrible. Alrighty. Alright. Ignore mine. I'm just chatting. I never sell at a loss, which I did in 2008. Yikes! I was commenting about your girlfriend and your ex-wife. Everybody loves my ex-wife. They do. Anyway. Let's keep on keeping on. Fladonka, what's happening? Fitz here, dude. About time you show up. Let's keep on going. Oh, Alican, what's going on? All right, so let's see how many more questions we can get through before the end of the evening. All right. Mary June, nice to see you again. Terrell, what's happening? AT&T, we have to look at it tomorrow. QCOM, we'll have to look at it tomorrow, Mindy, sorry. Raj, what are your morning hours? Are you live, please? What time? Okay, my live every morning, which is a paid group. Now, I'm not trying to sell anyone anything, okay? I'm not going to pitch anything, so don't ask. My live trading group is 9 a.m. every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, we jump on at 2:30. Because my goal as a teacher and mentor, I want to make sure nobody under my watch loses any money. Now, I can't control what buttons you hit. But if you watch what I'm doing and do the same things I do, well, that's up to you. But I am there to answer any question that you want to ask. Okay? But that's what we're on. People are asking about NVIDIA. Hell no. After split, don't care. Okay? Take a look at, unknown trader, seriously, take a look at the dividends. It's a penny. You're paying $130 for a penny dividend stock. It's not a dividend stock. It's a growth stock. Okay? And then look at the consistency. How often do they increase the dividend? Yeah, hell no. Eric, Texas Instruments, up 2 days after 30. Okay, got it. Master, thank you for the teaching me. You're welcome, Alacran. You got it. Hey, yo, Lost Office. What's happening? Thanks for sharing. Got it. This is fine. This is live. Yes, it is. You got this. Thank you. Keep it going. Okay. I learned a lot. Way to go, Alacan. All right, let's see what else we got. We got 4 minutes to go. What can we do? PPG surpassed earnings. Okay. All right. Lovely. Can we look at DX? Odom, we'll have to take a look at tomorrow. When you have a big problem, it pays big. Oh, big portfolio. Okay, JS4087. Interesting. I'm looking for 1%. Okay, so 1% of $100 is 1%. 1% of a million is a million. If I'm getting 1% every single week, that's 50% a year. Can you do this in a Roth? Yes, you can. IRAs or what do you call those thingies? Retirement accounts. Now, a covered call is one of the safest trading strategies. Odom, yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, Odom, you ready for this one? Here it comes. In an IRA, there are certain trades you can do and certain trades you cannot do. Now, the covered call is safe. So safe, they say, you can do it in your IRA. Okay? So, yeah, you can do a covered call in your IRA. There are certain trades you cannot. Guys, seriously, I trade with a group 90% win rate to blah, 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 mask investor. Got it. Mark, I don't understand what you mean about NVIDIA sentence. Yep. Bruno, the mask investor. Good. Channel follow. Yep, Mark. Discord, Bay Street, blah, blah, blah. Alrighty. Alright, that being said, what else do we have here? Ooh, George wants to take a look at Nucor. NUE, we'll have to take a look at tomorrow. Let's look at PM. At Philip Morris, yeah. Ooh, Odom, 3M. Nucor. Please, 3M. We'll have to look at it tomorrow. Nucor, scroll down. I did a 2-week covered call on Exxon. Forgive me. Sorry, Kevo. Thoughts on SCHD? Take a look at the numbers. Why wouldn't you roll your Dow now for a higher August 8th premium? It's just a few pennies to buy back. Well, Secretariat, I think I did that this morning. Okay, we'll take a look at it again in the morning. Sweet Dan, what's going on? All right, guys. Giuseppe Mario Maz. Giuseppe, what's happening? SCHD, don't get me wrong, a lot of people like it. If you take a look at the profitability, how consistently profitable are they, that makes me stay away from them. All right, let's keep on going. Yep, he's absolutely right. Mark's right. NVIDIA and Tesla do have the most liquid options, if that's what you want to play. Now, Mark, I am going to comment that the most liquid options mean, well, they're also very risky. I just don't play that game. I will try to find on the Discord. Welcome, blah, blah, blah. I sense James is on the loop. Nope, Mark, James is not on a loop. I'm on a tangent. Yes, implied volatility ramps up as option buying demand increases near the dividend date. Absolutely, he's right. I think the moderator is frozen. I don't even have a moderator. I do need to get a moderator over on YouTube. I need someone to get rid of the trolls. Implied volatility, which is the future looking, is usually higher than historical volatility, which is backwards looking. Not always, but usually. It depends on what just happened to the stock also. If the stock just went by, blah, blah, okay, whatever. All right, that is blah, blah, blah. VIX impacts implied volatility. I understand it. Yep. You guys are in a totally different conversation. Okay. All right. You guys don't need me here for that conversation. Have a great night, you guys. All right. Other than that, all you guys have a great night. It is 11 o'clock. We're going to do this again tomorrow. So for those of you, show up again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Judy, it was most entertaining having you here tonight. Have a great night, everyone. All right. And now, there we go. And that's, and this, and that's, and this, and that's done. Share, and over here, and now the end is near. And so I fade. New achievement unlocked. Yay! Go live for 300 hours.
Break off that core.
Oh, Twitch. You know what? Let me just tell you, that is oddly satisfying.
Take your thumb to cover that. And go ahead and insert it into the nozzle.
Right, so
and so you go ahead and insert the banana.
I've become a pro at this already. Just like a new utensil, there's a learning curve.
Well, it tastes great.
That's good. That is good. Yeah, I love it. You do? This is my favorite snack. Yeah. This is genius. Thank you, Robert.
So, what else can you do with it?
Like what I need, because that's not my thing. Great.